joining us right here at the Insight. My name is John Matavers, sitting in for Ian Kitani, and I'm glad you could just make time for this. We have a lot for you tonight, including the end of the doctor's strike that now spans for 56 days, and of course that and much more will be coming to you. But first, the top stories.
All schools will be opened on Monday next week.
Tonight, schools across the country to be opened on Monday, the 13th of May 2024, says President William RUTO. 24 people have lost their lives to floods in the last 24 hours as raging waters continue to cause havoc across the country.
Kama inawezekana, kila Mkenya apande miti 50 Ijumaa. Kila Mkenya.
And Friday is said to be a national holiday as the country mourns those who have lost their lives to floods, as President Ruto announces tree planting exercise to mitigate the effects of climate change. Welcome to the broadcast. Our sign language interpreter is Angel Lois. Let's get started. And now, President William Ruto has issued a directive for the reopening of all schools on Monday, May 13, 2024. This decision comes in a light of improved weather forecast, indicating a reduction in heavy rains that have previously necessitated the postponement of the school reopening. At the same time, President William Ruto has instructed that money for the reconstruction of the school infrastructure damaged by the heavy rains be made available through the National Government Constituencies Development Fund.
The devastating effects of floods due to torrential rainfall in various parts of the country forced the government and the Ministry of Education to delay the reopening of schools that were set to begin on April 29 this year. But now parents must start preparing their children for the beginning of the second term. This after President William Ruto announced the reopening of schools starting 13th of May this year, which is Monday next week.
Hatutaki watoto wetu wakose nafasi pia ya term ya kusoma. Ningependa kutangaza ya kwamba shule zetu zote za Kenya zitafunguliwa Jumatatu ijayo.
President Ruto says the decision to reopen schools has been informed by reports from the weatherman which indicate the rains in the country will start reducing in intensity in the coming weeks. This therefore means it will be safe for schools to resume normal operation. But questions linger over the fate of schools still submerged and those that are destroyed, even after President Ruto assured parents his government will embark on the process of repairing the damaged infrastructure.
All parents are advised on the assessment of weathermen and on the assessment of the government of Kenya. It will now be safe, and we have made adequate arrangements. We have asked members of parliament, and we have provided resources through the NGCDF for repair of classrooms and other facilities, learning facilities across Kenya.
The government was forced to postpone the reopening of schools twice due to unprecedented floods that wreaked havoc across the country. The government will now have to work around the clock to ensure those schools that are still submerged in floods are in good condition to receive students for the second term. Tenda Nyula, Lookuptv.
Now, the hearing of an impeachment motion by the Select Committee to host the Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mithika Linturi on Wednesday kick-started its sessions after receiving and discussing submissions from both sides of the CS Mithika Linturi and Bumula Member of Parliament Jack Wambuka, who tabled the motion to supported by more than 149 MPs against 33 in the National Assembly, as Stanley Elugari now reports.
The tug of war has become evident between the two opposing parties in fake fertilizer scandal.
If you wish to have a video against this video, bring that video, because you have a chance and the trial is still going on, so that we do not derail this process.
The Select Committee of 11 members led by Marsabit County Member of Parliament Naomi Wako and Robert Mboy of Kathiani forced to calm down the hot temperatures in the room as both sides fiercely argued their points.
A letter written by PS
Kiprono Rono, Daktari, suspend distribution of NPK 102610 fertilizer manufactured by Ken Chemicals Limited. The above matter refers, following a spot visit by Ministry staff led by the Principal Secretary to the counties and National Cereals and Produce Board store, it was established that the above fertilizer being distributed under subsidy program may not be meeting the required standard as indicated earlier.
Submissions from those supporting and those opposing the removal of the CS has witnessed the mention of the names of several leaders in the government, including that of Eldai Member of Parliament Marian Kaitani, whom the opposing side has mentioned as being heavily involved in the fools facing Linturi, whom they allege is funding his removal from office.
Except in before this committee that was called, I was having a discussion with the so-called, with the person that we're referring to as a proxy. One wonders what is it that was being discussed. Story at Linturi. If there are serious allegations about him, they are made because they are true. And that's the only danger that I'm warning the committee about. That is the only context in which I tell you, because it is public knowledge, that the man I represent was a victim of that public shaming, public vilification campaign on TV, on whatever.
The legal team defending Mithika, led by lawyer Muthomi Thiankalu, has faulted the other side, insisting that there is no law in the constitution that pegs the CS as the main suspect following the distribution of fake fertilizer to farmers. Claims denied by the legal side led by MP Wanami and his lawyer Kaminwa.
Question, I need the chair to make a determination on it, Council. What's the problem with that?
I think he can be helped if he needs to clarify.
Yes.
Okay, we'll proceed as your hands will check.
I think, Chair, the act is an act of parliament, a subsidiary legislation that was made pursuant to the constitution.
It's not being insolent. The questions that are being asked are inappropriate. There are questions that my learned friend could raise in his final submissions.
Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Many thanks, Stanley Lugaria, and of course we'll keep you updated on the impeachment motion of CS Mithika Linturi. This Friday has been gazetted as a public holiday to honor the victims of floods across the country. This follows a directive issued by President William Ruto, who noted that besides mourning the departed, trees will also be planted the same day in a bid to mitigate the effects of climate change. George Kayesi with the details.
President William Ruto at a status meeting with grassroots leaders from Kajiado and Laikipia County officially announced Friday, May 10th as a holiday set to honor victims of the recent floods and promote tree planting to address climate change.
Kila Mkenya Ijumaa ijayo tukikumbuka matatizo ambayo tumepata, hata maisha ambayo yamepotea, kwa heshima hiyo na kwa sababu tunajua suluhu kamili ya matatizo haya ya climate change ni kushughulikia mambo ya mazingira.
President Ruto has pledged to lead a national tree planting initiative which is part of an ambitious plan to plant over 15 billion trees by the year 2032.
Serikali nzima Ijumaa hii tarehe 10 sote kama Wakenya tutaungana tupande miti na tujue ya kwamba suluhu kamili ya matatizo ya kiangazi na mafuriko ni kushughulikia mambo yetu ya mazingira.
The president further asked Kenyans in various parts of the country to mark the special day by planting trees, emphasizing the crucial role of the natural resources, particularly forests, in combating climate change.
Na naomba kila Mkenya, mahali ambapo kila Mkenya yupo, tupande miti. Tunataka kama inawezekana tupande miti milioni 200 Ijumaa, ili tuanze safari ya kukabiliana na matatizo ya climate change ama kuharibika kwa mazingira, ndio tuweze kuzuia kiangazi na tuweze kuzuia mafuriko.
Nestled within Kirinyaga County lies the town of Sagana, where a palpable sense of sadness pervades the air, painting a picture of challenging times. It has been a week since Samuel Kamau's vehicle plunged into Sagana River and his body remains trapped inside. Residents of Sagana, aided by local divers, have been tirelessly attempting to recover the body without success. Despite the efforts, even with the help of the Army Disaster Response Team, who spent better part of the day submerged in the waters, the mission remains fruitless. According to Rastus Njoroge, Kamau's best friend, the last phone call ended abruptly after Kamau screamed.
Alinipigia simu akitoka pale Amboranga akiingia Sagana. Kaniambia tupatane kama tu inakuanga tu kawaida. Lakini kabla call haijaisha ama hiyo mpigo haijaisha, alitoa sauti akasema Mungu Mungu Mungu. Hivyo ndio sauti alitoa na hapo simu ikazima.
Residents were left dismayed when officers left the scene, leaving behind disappointed hopes that the community had counted on the assistance. George Kayesi, Lookuptv.
Many thanks, George Kayesi. Away from that, the death toll from flood-related incidences has risen to 257, marking the loss of 19 more people over the past 24 hours. As Martin Mashari now reports, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura said 14 adults and 5 children were reported dead over the last 24 hours.
In a recent update from government spokesperson Dr. Isaac Mwaura, it has been revealed that heavy rains are said to persist in the western region of Kenya. The situation has escalated with the Lake Victoria overflowing, 7 folk dams reaching capacity and overflowing, and a devastating death toll of 257 reported so far. The number of affected persons has surged to 283,000, with 61 health facilities impacted by the floods.
The flooding situation persists in most parts of the country, with the latest weather forecast indicating that heavy rainfall and thunderstorms will continue in 31 counties across the country. The most affected regions include the Lake Victoria Basin, Rift Valley, Central and the Eastern regions. Occasional rainfall is also forecasted in Nairobi and along the coast region, affecting the Tana River, Kwale, Mombasa, Kilifi, and Lamu counties. We are equally saddened by the rising death toll, and we send our sincere condolences to the affected families and friends. As of today, we are mourning the loss of a total of 257 lives, with 14 adults and 5 children reported in the last 24 hours. A total of 188 people have been injured, with 293,661 people have been affected, and 54,837 households have been displaced.
Additionally, approximately 9,000 acres of crops have been destroyed, exacerbating the already dire food security situation in the region. Furthermore, the floods have led to 47 cases of cholera, posing a serious threat to the public health. The railway lines, however, have also been severely affected, disrupting transportation and further complicating relief efforts.
Market increase, because this is 19 more people. Yesterday we were 238, today we are 257. The people who are injured has also increased a lot as well. And also, the number of people who are directly affected, the flood-affected persons, has also increased from 223,000 to 293. That's a huge increase of about 60,000.
Dr. Mwaura emphasized the urgent need for coordinated response efforts to provide relief to those affected by the floods, and added government is working tirelessly to address the situation and provide assistance to the affected communities. Martin Masharia, Lookuptv.
And that story by Martin Masharia takes us on a short break at exactly 9:15 p.m. Stick around. We'll be coming back with more news for you.
Kipindi ni ukulima ni mali na kama Njoro. Kumbuka hapa ndipo unajifunza mambo mengi kuhusu ukulima. Kilimo ni uti wa mgongo wa nchi, na ukiwa na Njoro unajifunza. Kumbuka, angalia mwenyewe. Tunakuambia ukitaka kujua tips za ukulima, ungana na sisi kwenye Lookuptv. Every Sunday unatukuta pale saa 10, tunakuonesha kuhusu ukulima. Ukulima wa mimea, ukulima wa ng'ombe, ukulima wa kuku, ukulima wa mbuzi na yote ambayo yanahusiana na ukulima. Kumbuka nini? Kipindi ni Ukulima ni Mali.
Are you an SME looking for a media partner? Look no more, as Lookuptv got you covered for all your visibility and marketing needs. We at Lookuptv understand your business needs and want to work with you on your marketing journey, giving you solutions that will take you to the next level. Call us today on 0707 572 358 or send an email to sales@lookuptv.co.ke and kickstart this amazing journey. Welcome to Lookuptv, your official SME media partner.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Now, the Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja has fired warning shots to city architects and engineers who are suspected to have approved the collapsed building in Uthiru, that is Mountain View Ward, speaking during groundbreaking of the first public hospital in Mlango Kubwa in Mathare. The city chief put on a notice architects and engineers whose names are used by contractors in construction sites that they will be accountable for any eventuality. Sakaja, however, lauded his team for swift response, confirming that all the 34 tenants were evacuated and the place has been marked as a crime scene, with investigations set to be launched soon concerning the architects and engineers.
Nairobi Disaster Management Chief Officer Bramwell Simiyu said no casualties have been reported from the incident, allaying fears of 4 missing residents, who hardly included a 10-year-old girl, saying the concerns have been cleared.
We were able to establish that there were 34 residents in the 10 units, and we were also able to verify that they were all safe. We took a head count, we took a register of all those members that were staying in this particular court. But there were lingering doubts that perhaps there could be other people that are still trapped.
Simiyu added that the Nairobi City County emergency team will continue to scour the scene while awaiting assistance from the Kenya Defence Forces from Kahawa Barracks, who will bring the sniffer dogs to eliminate any possibility of individuals trapped in the debris.
The disaster rescue battalion of the military made the decision that this morning they were going to deploy the K9 unit, which they've done, and we've been able to go through the rubble using the human detection dog, and so far we're able to confirm that no sign of life has been detected, and we want to proceed on the basis that there are no occupants in the building as we speak right now.
Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja has instructed various government departments to initiate inquiries into the architects and engineers responsible for the building, assuring that legal action will be taken.
Nyumba ilianguka kule Mountain View Ward hapo Uthiru. Tunashukuru Mungu, hakuna mtu alipoteza maisha. Timu yetu ilifika hapo haraka sana, ikiongozwa na Bram Simiyu, na hiyo timu yetu pamoja na wasaidizi wengine wa Red Cross walihakikisha watu wote 34 walitoka kwa hiyo nyumba. Leo asubuhi tumekuwa na sniffer dogs unit, wameangalia kuona hakuna mtu amekwama hapo ndani, na pia sasa tumecordon off, tumeita National Construction Authority, National Building Inspectorate pamoja na timu zetu, engineers wetu wanaangalia kujua shida ilikuwa wapi, na kama kuna mtu alikata kona ku approve nyumba ambayo haifai kuwa approved, ama kama kuna mtu ambaye alikubali watumie substandard materials, hata kama mtu hajakufa, mimi na huyo mtu lazima sheria ifuate mkondo wake.
John Matava, Lookuptv.
Now, members of the Somali community in Isiolo County turned up in large numbers in celebrations to mark the first ever Isiolo Somali Cultural Day amid calls for Kenyans to embrace and appreciate their rich cultural diversity. Culture and the National Heritage PS Umi Bashir lauded the move by a consortium of Somali community women groups to organize the first Somali Cultural Day in Isiolo County, noting that there was a need for others to emulate the gesture and organize similar cultural fests.
Umi said that the department already has 5-acre parcel of land in Burat ward of Isiolo and will work closely with the county government to establish the first museum in the region, adding that the facility will accord the local communities an opportunity to showcase their rich cultural heritage. As she hailed the peaceful coexistence among the many communities that live in Isiolo, and lauded the efforts by local leaders to ensure that all ethnic groups live in peace and harmony.
Na napenda jinsi mnavyopendana. I've done my own investigation. Na mnapendana sana. You live so many communities together compared to other counties. But mnapendana sana. And that is thanks to your governor, Guyo, pamoja na leaders hapa, women rep. And I really want to thank the religious leaders because unity is strength.
Isiolo Governor Abdi Ibrahim Guyo said that as part of supporting the rich cultural diversity of the people of Isiolo, his administration will organize a one-week cultural festival for all ethnic communities living in Isiolo every December to enable members of the various ethnic communities to interact and learn from each other.
Hapa tumekuja cultural day, sio siasa, ni kweli? Siasa ikifika kila mtu anapiga siasa? Si ni kweli? Lakini leo ni cultural day. Na mimi nataka kutangaza hapa leo December tutakuwa na wiki mzima ya cultural day ya kila community katika Isiolo.
The chairperson of the Somali Midinmo Consortium, Fani Mohamud, noted that the Somali Cultural Day was a great opportunity for members of the community to remind themselves of the ancient way of life and to enable the young people, especially those born in town, to get a glimpse of what the Somali culture and traditions look like.
Ningependa kuwahimiza watoto ambao ni wadogo wajue kitamaduni. Kitamaduni ni kitu moja muhimu sana kwa kila kabila, watoto wajue kitamaduni. Sisi hasa leo muliona ngamia ilikuwako iko ikikamuliwa, muliona hero tukipiga magavana mkono.
Majid Hussein, Lookuptv.
Sporting action. Now, a total number of 30 coaches in the country have commenced on the CAF course in Ngong, Kajiado County. The course is organized by Football Kenya Federation in conjunction with the Confederation Africa Football, with the aim of raising the coaching standard across the country from grassroots level.
Come to co-educated, you know what I'm saying? And apart from that, apart from co-educated, ndapatia the right knowledge, si guesswork, unaona? So due to that, tutapata wachezaji kutoka a young age, unaona? Wanakuja wakiwa nini? Wakiwa na proper training, unaona? And proper education.
Actually, like even practicing coach, it's self-satisfying when you see you're nurturing young talents and going further to to the levels that si kufika, ama like to the levels that other people in the country hawajafika, other players. So hiyo ndio one of the motivation. The second motivation is like it's a career of itself. It's a career of itself. So at least the about the CBC, they have now like identify that talent can be a career. So like coaching, says you can go to international school like high schools and all that. They are embracing the career of being a coach. Actually, coaching is like being a doctor, because like you're impacting into people's life, you're impacting knowledge that can bring something on the table of that person. Ama mchezaji. So coaching is really like
Africa's reigning rally champion Karan Patel is gearing for return to the Pearl of Africa Uganda Rally, the first leg of Africa Rally Championship Rally this weekend, as he intends to retrieve his continental title. The championship will attract over 37 crews from around the continent. The KCB rally driver will be accompanied by his longtime navigator Tausif Khan, where they will compete in a Skoda Fabia R5 Rally 2 car. The UEFA Champions League reaches its climax today as Real Madrid host Bayern Munich at the Santiago Bernabeu for the second leg of the UEFA Champions League semi-final. Both teams will aim to book a spot in the final, where Borussia Dortmund awaits. The Los Blancos are slight favorites coming into this tie as they held the Bavarians to a 2-2 draw at the Allianz Arena. All eyes today will be on the talisman of both clubs, Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Junior, Harry Kane and Jamal Musiala, whether they will produce the goods after yesterday lacklustre performance by PSG striker Kylian Mbappe. The juggernaut clash will be tonight at 10 p.m. Well, and that is it from the news desk. Many thanks for making time to watch these news. My name is John Matava. Our sign language interpreter tonight has been Angel Lois. Please do keep safe and enjoy the rest of your time.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations. Feel free to get in touch with us through 0700 893 542 or send us an email to info@lookuptv.co.ke.